Okay. I can't help but talk about the hottest NFL story of Sunday night. It was all the rage. It led all the websites. It was a story by ESPN's Todd Archer out of Oxnard, California, as the Cowboys were arriving. Todd Archer caught Tyler Smith, the Pro Bowl guard for my Cowboys. And I'll just read you the top of his story. Pro Bowl guard Tyler Smith is not shy about what he expects in 2025 as training camp begins this week. Super Bowl champions, Tyler Smith said. That's always the expectations. Duh. And then Todd Archer, of course, points out the Cowboys have not played in a Super Bowl since, whence, 1995. They haven't reached an NFC championship game in the past 30 years. The longest drought in the NFC. Tyler Smith, cross-examined, said, I think it's a realistic goal. Yeah. You don't? He asked Todd Archer. And I'm sure it sounded like I watched the video. Todd was kind of stammering. No, I don't think Todd Archer thinks that's a realistic goal. And the reason that story detonated, the reason it took off, the reason it went viral was because it has come to this for my Dallas Cowboys. Everybody was laughing at Tyler Smith, who, by the way, is merely the best guard in football right now. Zach Martin was. He's gone. I believe Tyler Smith, you can look it up. You can look at the rankings and the ratings. If he isn't already, he will become the best guard in football. And yet, these quotes from Tyler Smith that the goal, as far as he sees it, is to win the Super Bowl, and that he realistically believes the Dallas Cowboys can win the Super Bowl, has become an object of scorn and ridicule around the country. Everybody is laughing at this Dallas Cowboy for saying his Dallas Cowboys sure can win the Super Bowl. I mean, there was a time when that was no laughing matter, but that was 30 years ago. There was a time when every year through the 90s, can't wait for the documentary to drop about Jerry and his 90s dynasty Cowboys that I wrote 3 books about and will be featured, I think, prominently in this new Netflix documentary that will drop on, I believe it's August 18th. Don't miss. But there was a time through those years when it was a duh that Dallas was favored to win the Super Bowl, that every Cowboy shrugged and said, yeah, we're here to win the Super Bowl, and nobody laughed. Nobody scoffed. Nobody scorned my Dallas Cowboys. But the fact that Tyler Smith, who's a really, really good football player, just shrugged and said, I think we can win the Super Bowl. Isn't that what I'm supposed to say? The fact that he did say that became a laughing matter and drove that story up the charts on all the websites into, for a while, the top story on Sunday night. What? It has come to this for my Dallas Cowboys? I mean, what else should Tyler Smith say? No, we don't have a chance? Well, I don't know. Would you laugh and scoff if he said, no, I think we got no shot? I mean, we're in a division with the Eagles, and I'm going to get to I can't even say their nickname now, Commanders. I'll get to that in just a moment. But they're stuck in this division with those 2 teams who just well might be the 2 best teams in the National Football League as we speak. I get that. I mean, it's come to this for me as a Cowboy fan after I picked the Eagles to win it all last year. Now they have released their Super Bowl rings, which feature a secret little button that you can push to extend the wings, fly Eagles fly, on the sides of the Super Bowl ring. There's some saying on it from Nick Sirianni. I can't remember what it is because I don't want to remember what it is. But they won. To the victor go the spoils. They can flex, they can flaunt because they did that. Way to go, Eagles. And yet, I'm going to stand by this. This is going to be my preseason theme all through camp. I do like this Cowboy team way more than I liked last year's Cowboy team. With George Pickens opposite CeeDee Lamb, that makes CeeDee Lamb even better at what he does, and I still believe that he is the best all-around receiver in football. So let's see. I do have the best guard in football in Tyler Smith. I do have the best all-around receiver in football in CD, who will be enhanced by the fact that I do now have a George Pickens in his contract year trying to show Mike Tomlin how wrong he was to dump all over George Pickens as he pushed him out the back door in Pittsburgh and let the Cowboys steal him for a third-round pick. The best deep ball receiver in football is now a Cowboy opposite CeeDee Lamb. So am I talking? No, I'm not talking Super Bowl. I did look at their schedule. At first glance, I just like the way it's set up. I like the way the opener sets up at Philadelphia. I like our chances. I'm here to back it up, reiterate. And could I see them getting on a roll and winning 13 games? I could. That would be the talk and shock of the National Football League, but I could. So I applaud Tyler Smith for saying exactly what he should have said, even though the NFL world is still laughing at Tyler Smith. And they will continue to laugh at me and my Cowboys because now the player that most people believe is their best player, Micah Parsons, who's actually overrated if you look at his sack totals fade down the stretch year after year. But Micah Parsons is going to be forced to miss all of camp. I'm on the record with this. I have detailed it for you. I've told you exactly how this story will play out, his locked out holdout, so to speak. But this is what Micah Parsons said on the 6 Feet Under podcast about getting a new deal done with Jerry Jones. And this was a big duh to me. Micah said, we obviously want to get it done early. Good luck. We want that relief off our backs. Yeah, I get it. But obviously, ownership's always going to make it drag out, make it more complicated than it has to be. Lack of communication. Micah, this is why I have lost respect for you. I thought you had leadership potential. I no longer believe that. I thought you had some young, youthful sort of wisdom about you, that you could see it and feel it and knew what was really going on. But you don't. This is Jerry's grandstand moment. Any big new deal that needs to get done is about Jerry forcing you to hold out throughout training camp because he's going to be out in Oxnard on a daily basis answering questions about you. That makes him even more famous, and he's obviously the most famous or infamous owner in the history of sports. And yeah, I know all about George Steinbrenner, but this man owns the world's most valuable team, most valuable in history. He is the most visible owner ever, and he will be even more visible throughout Oxnard's training camp because of you, Micah. He is feeding off you. He is piggybacking you into even more fame and infamy because he will get asked again and again about what's going on with Micah. Well, we've talked here and there. We've talked. What's his agent's name? Jerry said, it's a couple of months back. He didn't even know what what Micah's agent's name was. This is all about Jerry's spotlight, all about Jerry being able to tell his friends over dinner, yeah, I'm teaching him a little lesson here. I'll give him his money, but I got to make him wait. And he'll make him wait and miss all of Oxnard. And I will guess it will be maybe 5 days before the season opener, that Thursday. Maybe it'll be that weekend before that. Finally, Jerry will say, okay, that's enough. Let's get this thing done. And he will make Micah Parsons the highest paid defensive player in history. He will overpay Micah Parsons after making him miss all of training camp and just almost the entire buildup to the regular season, and put him at risk, Micah Parsons, at risk of getting hurt. That's just how Jerry does business, as Jerry calls it. Jerry will think he wins, and I will lose. Congratulations, Eagles. Congratulations, Commanders. What a sorry name for a team.